Hello everyone, this is Soul Emerald from Soul Emerald's Digest, and this is the first official video for the channel. Now, something I do want to talk about is a couple of my personal pieces of my personal life that I want to share to be a beacon of hope for some people. So the first thing I want to bring up is that, as you can tell, I am a black woman. And I have talked about it before on my main channel, Soul Emerald's 18. I am a autistic woman as well. So being autistic, this kind of is a little bit of a self-care thing for people who are on the autism spectrum. I'm going to be honest. Self-care is very important for anybody, but especially for somebody who is on the autism spectrum or somebody who just needs it a lot more with anxiety and depression. Self-care is very important. So here are a few things that I've been doing for self-care and making myself better as a human being and better as a person. This past year, 2020, a lot of people said that was a really bad year for them, but I feel like it's been my best year so far. And this is mostly because I have completed my college. I've graduated, like straight up had a virtual graduation. I don't want to do any more graduations until I go through like a bachelor's degree. I got a new job and I got a new car. These things are very big to me because I finally have my own income. I have bills to pay, but that means I do have still kind of a somewhat disposable income. I also managed to talk to more people during the pandemic. Surprisingly, being more online means it's being more social. Those things I like doing. But something amazing that I started doing, it was just really reevaluating who I was as a person and who I want to be. Something I saw myself doing, I would always have, so excuse me for a moment, I just had to move up. I always saw myself as a person who wanted to be a beacon of hope for a lot of other autistic people and to be somebody who is very helpful with others. I've always been a helpful person. I've always wanted to make my mark on the world. And so far, I have been doing a really good job at my current job. But something I wanted to do was make myself better. Because in 2019, I'm not sure if anyone knows this, but I don't want to go too far in depth with this, but I was in a relationship until mid 2019 with a girl who I met in college. And this was my longest relationship to date, 6 months. Of course, I don't have a lot of experience in dating. And a lot of people want someone who is experienced. And so that person particularly broke up with me because of a miscommunication. And I tried to fix it, but she didn't like the way I tried to fix it, and so we broke up. Now I realized that a lot of times when people do this, they're kind of either not ready to commit, or they have something else, or there's someone else. And in this case, it was because the other party didn't want to commit to me, didn't want to start committing, didn't like the way I would commit. I had a very bad week at that time that was the last straw for her, so she just up and dumped me. So, and I could have done better. I really could have. I realized that I could have done better as a partner to talk more, but of course, being autistic, I felt like anything I would say would tick her off and make her mad. And I didn't want that to happen. So my anxiety for being autistic is one thing, but my anxiety for being autistic is one thing, but being, I guess, a good partner is another thing. And so I had to really reevaluate this stuff. For the year and a half that I had been single and unsuccessful in finding a girlfriend or something like that, I started doing a lot of self-care. From 2019, I saved up my money. I started saving my money. I was taking more vitamins. I've been trying to eat a little healthier. And in the beginning of 2020, end of 2019, I had been going to my college's gym, planning on working out, losing weight. And of course, with everything that going on with a huge pandemic, it made me drop off the ball and slip back all the way down to a point where I did not want to be. All I was focusing on was my studies and not even my health. So of course I gained a ton of weight and I became unfit. And of course I was working on my fitness and becoming healthier in a way, but of course I became unfit by just laying in bed, not doing anything. The most I did was move into a new house, and that was not very good for me. I felt honestly very terrible. I felt a lot more upset with myself. I felt like I was very unproductive in my life. Even though I had been graduating from college that year, I felt very unproductive, like my self-care wise. I really sat back and I decided to think about all the girls I had dated in the past, everyone who had become friends with, and realize what I was to those people. I was just kind of their pawn to get to something completely better. And I was thinking, when will it ever be my time to get the right person? When will it ever be my time? Because I always seem to be the person that they realize that they could do better and they end up doing better and getting with their long-term person. I'm always that person. And so when will I ever be the person to finally get my perfect one? And then I started thinking about things that I wish I could have done and the things that I wanted in a partner. And I started becoming those things. And I have a whole list here. And a few of the qualities on the list include being someone who is very humorous, witty, someone who is success-driven, someone who is perseverant, who perseveres a lot. I already have a lot of these traits, but I just want to show it off more. And another thing is that you have to be confident. And of course, I had no self-confidence, and it was very bad because most times being autistic, I had no confidence. I had low self-esteem because not a lot of people wanted to be friends with me, and it was very, very tough. And now, after I got a job, a car, and graduated from college, I became more confident and started getting healthier, eating healthier again. I started taking more vitamins. I started making sure that I had a better immune system. And that also came with, unfortunately, actually getting COVID. I'm telling you, this past couple weeks, I had COVID. And I'm telling you, the worst part about it was not being able to work, because I wanted to keep building my success and I wanted to save up more money because there were so many things I had to do with my paycheck, and also a couple of things I needed to do at least to save more money to, I don't know, just have a emergency fund. It's always important to have an emergency fund. And also I just wanted to work out, go into the gym, get a gym membership, and start working out again, because working out was the most confident I had ever felt. And when I worked out, when I did a couple of sit-ups, when I did ab exercises, I felt, of course I was sore, but I loved doing it. I was looking very, very good. I felt very good in my clothes, and I'm still working on it. You don't have to expect immediate results, because that's not going to happen. This is what self-care is. Sometimes during self-care, you will slip. Okay, I slipped a couple times when I was very desperate and checking my ex-girlfriend's feed on her Instagram and her Facebook page, checking about this other girl she's dating. I checked a lot of my ex's feeds, and that was very bad because I tried to be friends with them. But in some cases, there's a reason why you let them go. It's the reason why you need to get over them. And so around this time, I've gotten over these partners of mine, and I realized I keep holding on to the wrong people, and the right people haven't been able to come in because I walled up my heart because I did not want anyone to break it again. I was also somewhat desperate to not be alone, and that's something that I definitely fixed. The whole I really want somebody. I say I want somebody, but I'm willing to wait for that person. That's all that I've physically learned. And then immediately changing that mindset of desperately wanting someone to love me to, I'll get that person. She will love me, but That's going to be a later time. I'm just going to be happy. That changed a good bit of my life because that's the mindset I used to have as a toxic teenager. And being toxic is no good. Say that to a lot of the girls in my dating pool who are very, very toxic and they don't want to improve themselves as a person because they think they can't. But you really can. That's my main message. You can change your life. You can change yourself as a person. And self-care is very important. Self-care can just be vacuuming your floors in your bedroom or changing a new rug or taking a shower. Those are very small things that a lot of people with depression do not do. A lot of people who just felt really bad about themselves don't do. I'm telling you, I did those things. Not really shower, but not cleaning up my room for an extended period of time or eating very unhealthy for a while. I still do eat some fast food and I go out to eat sometimes, but I also have been supplementing it with healthy foods like egg salad and lots of vegetables, lots of spinach, lots of smoothies with spinach and flax seeds and stuff. I'm still chubby, I'm still losing weight, but I'm still kind of lonely in ways, but I have been improving myself. I have been making myself a better woman. Therefore, the better women can come into my life. That is the most important thing that I wish everyone can understand, that I wish I could have understood many years ago. That's the biggest lesson I could have understood, was to trust the process you're going through. Trust the self-care process. You will fall. You will tumble a lot. You will have days where you slip back to your old self, but you have to remember that is not you all the time. That's not where you're going. You are going to be a better person. You are going to be a person that is worth loving. You are worth loving. You can be comfortable in your skin while making your skin look better and be in more shape. You can be healthier. You could have your mind better. You can't expect to be loved when you are incapable of loving someone yourself. When you are incapable of loving anything about you or anything about other people, there's no reason that other person should love you back. There's no reason, because they see you can't. So you're expecting them to fix you. I've always been the person who feels like they need to fix somebody, but clearly a lot of times they didn't need to be fixed. They just needed to get better. They just needed to fix themselves. And then they did. And then they seem to have fixed themselves a lot quicker than I'd have. And it's not a competition to fix yourself. It's just do it. It's just a do it thing. So this is a process. I'm not done. I'm not the ultimate guru on learning how to love yourself because I'm still learning. There is no surefire way to do it. But as I work out, as I start becoming healthier again, I realize that loving myself leads me to becoming better. That's the reason why I'm becoming better, is because I love myself to the extreme. At this point, there is very little reason that I should care about what anyone else says. And it's only going to get more like that when I get older. I'm only 21. I'm already having this attitude of, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm starting to really learn how to do that. And I'm still probably going to have moments where I'm like, I do heavily care about it, but that's what self-care is. You're going to have times where you stumble. You're going to have times where people don't understand you and you feel bad about it, but you shouldn't. That's all. That's it. That's all I have to say. Peace out.